Welcome back, all you degenerate old schoolers, to another episode of The Orb. Tonight's a special match, as they all are. Don't forget that. No, actually, it's just one of my Summer Derby matches. Unfortunately, I didn't get to finish out the Summer Derby. Death in the family, followed by another bout of COVID, kind of kept me away from getting a whole lot of game time in. So, this is one of the only matches I got. My opponent, Brian, is on a really cool deck. Let's take a look at those decks. And here's a quick look at Brian's deck. Top left, we can see there's a full playset of Triskelions. I mean, this thing is scary as shit to begin with. Let's start off there. Look at all these giant creatures. Triskelions, which normally are just terrifying, or I don't want to say the least of your worries. They're still up there, but there's 3 Shivan Dragons, 3 Sedge Trolls, 2 Sarah Angels, 2 Rasputins. That's terrifying because those pump right back out Triskelions. It's an undead All Hallows Eve deck. He's got 2 All Hallows Eves, 4 Animate Dead. You know, the play set of Bazaars to get that shit straight to his bin so he can bring it back alive and not have to worry about hard casting this. You know, this is a 4-strip format. We can see he's only running 1 strip mine. And then the rest of the good cards that help him filter through his deck, knock out a few threats, and just come beating down for the win. His sideboard has a few hymns. Those Juzam-looking artifacts are Nirnivel's Discs, a couple Spirit Links, Dust to Dust, Extra Swords, Divine Offering, Lightning Bolts, a couple Red Elemental Blasts, and 1 extra All Hallows Eve. So just some spot removal and some cards to make way so he can come in with these big beady creatures and take your life total down to about nothing. I do like this deck. I've seen, you know, a few other old schoolers play versions of this. It's always fun. I need to get my hands on some All Hallows Eves. Now, all that being said, this is a beautiful photo. I can't find a photo of my Summer Derby deck. It's red, it's blue, it's got a lot of little creatures, some extra land removal in the form of Stone Rains, a full burn package, and we'll see him do battle here. So, I've said enough shit. Off to game number 1. And here we go with game number 1. I won the eye poking contest, so I get to play first. Fire down a Volcanic and some heat straight to the face. Right off the bat, Chain Lightning. Drop my opponent to 17 before he even gets a good look at his cards. My opponent started with a good acceleration, has a Badlands and a Pearl, and just a quick pass to me. I mean, if you look at his deck, everything costs just a shit ton to cast. Unless he's bringing it back from the dead. I fire down Psychic Energy on his Badlands, so this is another way to try and stick some damage into my opponent. But he finds more ramp. Drops out a Soul Ring and a Plateau this turn. And 2 for a Chaos Orb. So, not activating the orb. Find a Soul Ring of my own. Tap 3. Look at this Stone Rain straight to the Plateau. Dropping him back in resources. He does find a Bazaar. That's not good news for me. He's going to use that Bazaar for nefarious things. And just a pass back to me, so neither one of us doing a whole lot. Go ahead and strip and activate, activate the strip on his Bazaar. He uses his Bazaar. Drawing 2. Oh, Shivan Dragon, Triskelion, and another Bazaar in the bin. That is terrible news. and chucks some more heat to his face in the form of a chain lightning. He drops down to 14 and a quick pass from me. Tapping 3. Oh, time walk, taking 1 from mana burn. Got Chaos Orb of my own. Brian finds a jet and just a pass. Neither of our decks have done much. Just kind of a draw-go situation here. Both walking around with nice Chaos Orbs on the board. We can see he has found Bazaar number 3. And those Bazaars, they do... Not only do they throw those big bodies in the bin to come back and haunt your opponent later, but it's also going to let him dig through his deck and find what he needs. Yeah, we have an orb activation here. So my opponent doesn't respond with his own activation, lining up my targeting that island there. Ooh, clean rotation, and it's a hit. The judges from Croatia give it an 8.5. Taking out another Chaos Orb. And after that Chaos Orb hit, looks like I'm adding extra cheese to the face. Another Lightning Bolt. So my opponent's down to 11. City of Brass, tap 5. Earthquake for 4. Wow. He's going to drop to 7. And I'm down to 14, doing some damage to myself here, but just spreading the pain around a little bit. My opponent drops to 5. Psychic Venom dealing 2 finally, as he plays out a Sedgetroll. Gotta leave that 1 black up to regenerate. And here we go. Dib for me. That's gonna get dangerous if he cannot answer that real quick. And he answers it real quick in the form of Swords to Plowshares. Runs my total back up to 17 on life. And Sedgetroll in for 3. Back down to 14 for me. Digging through his library, rightfully so, with his Bazaar. He's got to be sweating a little bit here. I'm sure he wants to drag out the Trike, or more likely even the Shivan Dragon, and have it do some bidding for him. I only have 1 card in hand. And he drops out, looks like a Time Walk, Balance, and another Triskelion to the bin. So his graveyard is loaded, to say the least. Ooh, Flying Men. And a Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, it drops 2 more creatures in, Sarah and another Triskelion. Reload our hands. Looks like I drop out another island. Tap 2 for a Shatter. What I'm dropping out is Jet. Trying to make him use his black mana in the form of that Badlands. He's gotten by with only tapping it once. I don't know if I'm impressed or disgusted. More brown mana for him. Black Lotus and a Sapphire. And Sedgetroll cracking in for another 3. I'm down to 10. So Brian's on 5. Yeah, he's tapping a lot of things, making a lot of mana. Rasputin, hard casting Rasputin. So he's got back pretty well the mana because he can use it all. And look at this. Sarah Angel to the rescue. Stop that damage coming in from Flying Men. Had to suck some extra counters off of Rasputin. Wow. Board presence is built up now. I come up with a factory and throw a chain to his face. My opponent's going down to 2 life. And look at this. Earthquake for the win. Game number 1. Nail-biting close. Too late to show up with all those creatures. Wow. That was a good one. We'll swap out some cards and move on to game number 2. And we're back with game number 2. Game number 1, even though it took a minute, the cheese won out. The burn was victorious. So Brian's on the play here, fires down a Badlands. They show up with a Strip Mine and a Ruby, immediately sacking that Badlands. Tell him to start over. Throw a bolt to his face after he plays a Bazaar. And followed up with a Flying Men. I'm down to 4 cards in hand. I do have that first threat down, that Flying Men. And look at this. First Bazaar activation, my opponent drops out a Triskelion, a Shivan. And his Chaos Orb goes to the bin. That's confidence. Finds a couple mana sources. Taps them and immediate animate dead. Oh, this is devastating. I don't want to see either of those creatures facing me. Yeah, he chooses Triskelion. Now 3/4, but it still does contain all 3 counters. Flying Men sticking in for 1. Dropping my opponent to 16. That's like a poke in the eye compared to those giant creatures he has. Activating the Chaos Orb. Let's see if he responds. Yep. So Trike is delivering rocket arms straight to my brain and 1 to my Flying Men. Chaos Orb's going for a flippy. And the judge delegates from Tunisia give that a clean 7.4. But look at this, I don't even attack his creature, I am attacking his mana base. Oh, insult to injury. Shivan's back on board now. Tap 3 for a Blood Moon. By Blood Moon, I mean tap 2 for a Time Walk. Real close on that one. And a bolt to the face of my opponent. So he's down to 13. I rip a new card, untap mana, and drop Drop a dib. This dib feels dirty. I think it's going to get mowed down by a 5/6 undead flying fucking Shivan dragon. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. You know, without having that white spot removal, those animate deads can get tough. We'll see, though. I mean, the only good news is that Triskelion is a 0/1 sitting on the board. After he shot off all his rocket arms, his rusted robotic body's just kind of laying there. And yeah, here comes the Shivan party in. Pumps him to 5. I dropped a 13. I mean, we're equal life here, but ugh, this feels bad. Down to 12 from the dib in my upkeep. Dib swings in for 3. Opponent's down to 10. I'm dropping a 7 from that Shivan this turn. Ooh, tapping 3. Sonic Blast to his face. That drops him to 7. I'm sorry, him to 6. Me to 5. Send the factory in. And pass with 1 card. It is that Blood Moon. The only bad news about Blood Moon is now he can pump his Shivan to be even bigger, badder, and uglier. And I need my factory if I want to get anything done around here. Yeah. Dib gets eaten by the big fire-breathing dragon. He was not long for this world. And look at this. Triskelion's back. How disgusting is that? That's Animate Dead number 3. Ah, things are not going my way. Tapping 3 for a Twister. Seeing if I can come up anything. Really, I need a bolt in the chain, or 2 bolts, or 2 chains, or... I need a lot of direct damage straight to his face to finish this out right now. And we both get to draw 7 new ones. I'm sure he's on pins and needles. Do find a new factory. I think if I had all the direct damage I needed, I'd be showing it to him, and we'd be done with game number 2. Soul Ring Flying Men. Those are bodies to get run over by the bus. The bus is the Shivan Dragon and the Triskelion. Yeah, he wisely just mows down my flying men. Spirit Links is Shivan. pack a little salt in that wound of mine. And that's game number 2. Shivan Dragon in for the fire-breathing win. Swap out a few more cards, and we'll move on to game number 3. And here we go with game number 3. My opponent's going to start with 6 in hand with a mulligan. I fire down a city in just a quick pass. He drops turn 1 Bazaar and activates. So, yeah, pulling the arm on the slot machine. See if he hits 3 winners again. Time Walk. I can't tell if that's a plateau, but that's definitely a 5/5 flying, fire-breathing Shivan Dragon. It was a plateau, but he swapped it with a scrubland. And look at this, 2 Moxen, Innovate dead, turn 1 Shivan Dragon. What a fucking kick. Straight to the dick. Oh, this is painful. Oh, this is brutal. I'm going to need to come up with a lot of burn. A lightning bolt and a chain lightning just to get this Shivan Dragon off my back. Tap 2 for a shatter. That doesn't feel good. Go to 19. Yeah, opponent immediately swings in for 5. I'm down to 14. This feels real bad. I do drop another mountain. My palms are starting to sweat a little bit. Might vomit back into my beer here. And another 5. I'm down to 9. First 2 games felt really close. This one, not feeling so close. Oh, side blast to his face. That doesn't feel good. I'm down to 6. Opponent's on 16. Go to 5 by playing a dib. This is, again, bodies for the bus. That bus does not stop. It just runs things over, and there goes dib. Straight to the bin, and he hard casts a Sedge Troll. Oh, look at this though. Control magic. Yes, please. Oh, it doesn't matter. I would have taken it over tapped, gone to 3, and he would have run me down with the Sedge Troll. Or I could have taken a Sedge Troll and he just runs me over with the Shivan. Yeah, wow. What a game 3. That felt a little painful on my end. But big congratulations to Brian. That's what his deck wants to do. That thing is powerful. Alright, as always, thanks for watching The Orb.